So the only thing is, he's got a bit of an attitude.
Hello again. Well, the sun's shining, God's in his heaven, and looks like spring is springing at last. I went to the Carp show over the weekend at Five Lakes. Picked up Steve Briggs' new book, which my mate here is looking forward to reading along with me. And also picked up some new camouflage gear, as you can see probably. So so it's I'm looking forward to spring. Always do every year, along with everybody else, I suppose. On the subject of the Carp show, I've seen a bit on the forums. I don't tend to contribute much to them nowadays because it seems to be more of a battlefield than anything. But I've seen a few people, you know, complaining about the shows and all the rest of it. It's worthwhile remembering that it's not just all about the tackle. Obviously, it's good to see it, you know, if you're thinking of buying. But it's a lot of the time, it certainly was for me this weekend, in meeting people, people that either I haven't met before or people that I have met before, mates, you know, that I haven't seen for ages. And it certainly worked that way for me. I mean, I met two people, I was on the Carp Talk stand, and two people came along, in fact three, thinking about it. One, Martin Gibbington, who's obviously the brother, one of the Gibbington trio, Jim and Ricky's younger brother, and I haven't seen him since he was about 12 years old, and I think he's now about 40, might even be older than that. Mike Starkey, who's now become a publisher, a BCSG member from way back, haven't seen him since the 70s. And another chap called Tony Howells, who again back in the 70s used to be a regular face around Essex and other areas. And it was just amazing to catch up with these people and, oh, do you remember this and do you remember that? And of course we also discussed some of the current stuff as well. So don't diss the Carp shows too much, because they're a great place for, you know, chatting to people when you're not on the bank, when you're focused on your fishing or whatever. And you know, the odds of you meeting up in a pub for a get together are pretty slim. Although of course the BCSG regions do have regular monthly meetings during the winter, but it's not a common thing amongst anglers anyway. Certainly your regular angling club only have an AGM, and that seems to be about it. But anyway, as I say, you know, don't forget the Carp shows. They're worth going to. Meet up with some old mates and sit and have a yarn or whatever. So this will be my my fourth video now. As you'll see, or as you've probably already noticed, I'm no Len Gerd any more than I'm a Hugh Miles. So you'll have to excuse any shortcomings in my my video production. I'll do my best. We face a bit of a technical hitch on this one and upcoming ones from stock videos, as they would be, purely because they were made really just for my own interest and for my son, who didn't always accompany me when I went to visit new lakes or whatever, such as the Chilham thing, and also when I was fishing. So they were really made, as I say, kind of like you just take an ordinary photo or you know, trophy photo, and it was just kind of an aide-memoire, so you could look back and say, oh yeah, I remember that one, and blah blah blah. So this is it. So there was no real, what you would call fill footage made. It was just literally the minute or two that it took to video the fish on both sides, with a little bit of comment on it. So as I say, there's no real fill video of, you know, beautiful sunsets and you know, water birds and stuff. I do have some of that because obviously you know, it appeals to me anyway to see those kind of things, and you'll see these crop up from time to time in the videos. So as I say, what you'll have to excuse is the fact that I'm going to have to do these pieces to camera, as they're called, where I do a little bit of a commentary, a spoken commentary, kind of a la, what's his face, Matt Hayes. who does this thing on the telly regularly. So yeah, it's going to be me talking to the camera, and then it's going to be the action of actually seeing the fish on the unhooking mat and the waist sling before it goes back. So anyway, yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy them, because certainly the fish are very much worth seeing, and I'll try and keep my appearances doing these narrations to a minimum as best I can. Personally, I find it very annoying when you watch a video and it's supposed to be about fishing and all you can see is some muppet just rambling to the camera. If you're going to ramble, turn the camera around so that people can watch the water. That's my feelings on it. So that's what I'm going to try to do as best I can. Anyway, thanks again for all your comments and views on the videos. They seem to be going well, and hopefully this one will help things move along even better. So until we need to speak again, first we've got up is a straightforward early morning catch, a feisty fish, so upper 20, and that's followed by a move. I moved 3 times actually in this session. I set up originally just under my brolly for the day. I then spent the night in what I call the secret swim. That 27.5. Don't do it, babe. Don't do it, trust me. Beautiful, lovely solid fish, very wide, 6 or 7 inches across the back. Beautiful. No, don't do it. Looks vaguely familiar, but then so do a lot of them. Beautiful fish. I'll cover it up and we'll try some stills. Come on, fishes. Over there was the first cuckoo. He was cuckooing away quite nicely just now. You might have already noticed that I sometimes fish in tight spaces. It might not have been easy to pick up from the videos, but I tend to prefer to fish, or not always, but I tend to often fish in swims that other people don't favour. You know, because they're too tight, they can't get a big bivvy up in there or whatever. And I find for me that these are the kind of places where I tend to winkle fish out from. You know, I like these spots that aren't fished too often. So I end up fishing in what I call the secret swim, which is, unless you know your way to it on this lake, it is kind of secret. It's not a very desirable place to the average angler, but for a stalking angler or for somebody who's just awkward like me, it's quite attractive. Why I picked it, I don't know. Probably only I would choose to fish in this swim when there's a northerly wind blowing straight into it. It paid off. But it was only on reflection that I thought, oh, it was a northerly wind, no wonder it was cold and blah blah blah. But anyway, you'll see the results in the video, which speak for themselves. Pretty technology. Okay. Friday morning, after a very blustery Thursday afternoon and night, the
first fish. 23.12 in weight. It came at about 5 to 8. All them big, heavily plated mirrors. Come on, baby. And I can tell you, this fish and the water are a lot warmer than it is out here. So look at the other side. Lovely, isn't she? I think her left side's the best. We'll try some stills. Oh, come on, Tubby. No, don't even think about it. Well, I wasn't going to bother with this one, but seeing as it's a common, and commons are relatively rare, and seeing as it's only a double, I will. Lovely, isn't it? Little thing. I don't think it's a ghost. Doesn't appear to be. But it fought like an absolute nutcase. There we are. Still fierce, aren't you? Eh? Right. Put him back around the corner.
Now the other thing I did was, after my spell in the secret swim, I then moved round, not too far away actually, just a bit further north as it lies on the lake, about 60 yards away. In fact, what could be seen in the video is the background to over my right shoulder. It was about, say, 50 or 60 yards away. I moved in there, and I got a nice lightweight bivvy that I carry with me most of the time anyway as a possible option. So I put that up, give me a bit of shelter, and lo and behold, I had seen one or two fish and managed to pull out a very, very nice fully scaled, which you'll see in the following video.
Near perfect, fully scaled. Oh, who just didn't want to stop fighting. Oh, oh. And only weighs 24. With that, it's 23 3/4. We'll have a look at the other side. I think I spotted a bit of a sore on that side. Oh no, it's just new scales. There we are. Beautiful fish. Oh, aren't you? And we'll get the still out.
And then later on, it was just before going home time, the sun was setting, and I'd seen a fish back, you know, it showed actually back in what would be the secret swim, and I saw it roll. It kind of caught the corner of my eye, and then I happened to be looking in that direction as I was winding in, because I was getting ready to, you know, possibly cast over there. And as I was reeling in, I sort of looked to my right, just winding in automatically, and the fish rolled again, and it looked so gold, even without the sun on it, because the sun was sort of down behind the sort of rise on the lake there. So the fish itself was just like, you know, this bar of gold just rolling over there, and that obviously made my mind up. And I put a bait on it, and I think it was about 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes later, all of a sudden it went off, and the fish was just bananas. I mean, a lot of the fish are in this particular water. They just go bananas, and this one did. And in the video, you'll see that it turned out it was actually a ghost, a very pale gold-coloured ghost. And this ghost, even in the video and certainly in the still photo that I took of it, it looks really angry, and I'm sure you'll get that impression when you see it in the video.
So here we go, just at going home time. This thing comes along. This is a very lively ghost. As you can see, he hasn't finished fighting yet. Got a bit of an attitude problem. There we go. Oh, very beautiful. That is a ghost. Yeah, isn't he gorgeous? So the only thing is, he's got a bit of an attitude. 24 and a half. You fetch a few quid at Manor. Now just simmer down there. Something of a dog-eared fighter. But he should stop for his own good.
So until we need to speak again, tight lines and enjoy it all. Bye.